Before Quant Network's involvement with the digital pound was confirmed, we noticed the clues. Same with the digital euro and even staking. We do not chase hype, we follow patterns on the channel. And the next best thing is Project Agra, led by the Bank for International Settlements and 7 other central banks, completely reinventing the way that cross border money moves using a unified ledger. And while Quant have not been named outright, there is a growing trail of clues that they're already involved. So let's break it down and show you what's to come. So if you're a holder of QNT or just enjoy watching the QNT videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make that this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, what is the pattern that everyone keeps missing? Why is Quant Network involved in every new project that has something to do with interoperability or API integration, right? Digital euro, digital pound, regulated liability network, you name it, Quant Network has involvement. Well, it's because of one thing, the Overledger, Quant's universal API gateway. It lets traditional systems, blockchains talk to each other in a way that no other tech stack can. It's why central banks and institutions keep coming back. And when we look at Quant's history, we know they have worked on the digital pound with the Bank of England, digital euro with the European Central Bank, regulated liability network in the UK, now onto Project Agra, where they're trying to solve cross-border payments using tokenization, tackling problems like compliance, privacy, interoperability, all things Quant Network has done at scale, and QNT is the only crypto to be involved in a top CBDC project issued by the Bank for International Settlements, and not only that being a success, and moving on to phase 3. And that was Project Rosalind, which we will get back into later on in the video. So moving on to why Agora could be next. What are the breadcrumbs and clues that we can look for right now? Well, they're closer than many actually think. Here's a screenshot of a question asked to Tony McLaughlin. Quick reminder, who is Tony McLaughlin? So he's responsible for emerging payments and business development in Citi's Treasury and Trade Solutions and the originator of the Regulated Liability Network. Quick reminder, what is the Regulated Liability Network? It's an infrastructure platform building digital solutions for financial markets with 11 UK finance members, all of these banks, and it leveraged Quant Network's technology. So the question asked towards him, we can see, will there be any exploration of interoperating with other regional RLNs? You might want to have a little look at Project Agra. And the Chief Technology and Product Officer of R3 also stated the underlying RLN concept has been a big influence on initiatives such as Agra. So the RLN will be interoperating with Project Agra, which both leverage the Quant technology. Moving on, soon to be talking about this. So, the Future of Finance Digital Money event in 2025. We have Gilbert Verdi, the CEO of Quant Network, as a panelist, and they're talking about not only Agra but Enbridge. Right? We have 7 central banks of part of Agra, 41 financial institutions. None of those institutions are named. None of the technology providers are named. And the question that comes to mind for me, why was Quant Network's involvement with Project Rosalind announced but not with Project Agra or Meridian or so on and so forth? Well, mainly because Project Rosalind was solely Overledger. This is a much more complex and broader project combining central bank money, commercial bank money, and still in the early phases with no tech vendors announced just yet. So if they had involvement, you would not know about it until there was a project milestone or project report. And that's why you have to position beforehand, before it's public information. And Quant Network really are the kings of soft disclosure. You know, they tweet, they post about the digital euro, digital pound, RLN before it was actually available. And they're doing the same with Project Agora right now. So the final report is expected to be released at the end of 2025, so we'll just have to wait and see till then. Let me know what you think down below. Moving on to Project Meridian. So here we have a little tweet here by Tokenizer. I want to read through this and talk about it in a bit. So Project Meridian FX completed April 24th, 2025. There was a CBDC project with the Bank of England and Bank of France representing Eurosystem. It tested foreign exchange, synchronizing DLT with RTGS. We also know Bank of England's RTGS renewals tied to Quant, which was completed April 28th. just 4 days after Project Meridian FX. So it's very likely that Quantum Network's overledger is tied to the infrastructure of the RTGS renewal and Project Meridian FX. And it's not a coincidence, right? Not only 4 days after, but it's talking about the same challenge, right? Real time cross border money movement into a tokenized world. And the cherry on top, cheers Gilbert underneath the Bank of England RTGS renewal program post. Another thing that is not a coincidence, here by Sam, we can see the first Meridian trial co offer promoting Rosalind on LinkedIn and applauding it, right? Talking about synchronization of Rosalind and Meridian. Why would they be talking about the same thing if it's not the same technology? And he's not just talking about digital currencies here. He's zeroing in on the same technical mechanism, the synchronization operator, the same language, the same structure, built on the same evolving tech stack. So Rosalind is focused on retail CBDCs. Meridian is focused on tackling wholesale money, but they're both approaching the same problem, right? How to synchronize money movement in a tokenized financial system. It does not get much more clear than that. Moving on to the final part of the video, in other news, we have an update on staking the trusted node program. So the key highlights are nodes are not run by Quant but are operated by KYC verified participants. So it's not run by the company alone. You have real people, organizations able to contribute just by verifying themselves and preventing fraud in the process. You also have bring your own node. Anyone able to contribute by meeting the technical and compliance standards can. And you also have bring your own connector. Developers can add support for any new blockchain. So how does the average Joe bring their own node, bring their own connector? And I believe we're going to see managed node services provided by specialized companies where the majority can participate without having the technical know-how and heavy infrastructure that comes with running a node. That's what I believe is going to happen. So far as we know, everyone or anyone can participate. We also have big buys coming out of nowhere, shown here by Mine Crypto. No Ethereum, no outflows, only holding QNT. It's quite easy to speculate that these could be for license lockups or overledger fusion with staking. We are now in June. It is coming any day now. Be prepared for what is about to come. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. When it comes to Agora, Meridian, when the final reports are actually released, I would not be surprised to see involvement with one or both of them. But if you made this far in the video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
We're having anyone hosting gateways to run their own gateway on their own servers and their infrastructure. That means they will pay for licenses in QNT, and all the transactions can be billed using QNT across the network. And so our job is to create this open ecosystem where anyone can be a participant, where is in the background bringing enterprise and institutional use cases to the network. We have lots and lots of meetings every week with governments, with enterprise, with institutions, with clients who want to build new technology and new what we call MDApps, so multi DLT, distributed applications on top of the network. So the QNT token is at the core of everything that we're doing. And what happens is if you own gateways and you run this on the network, when you process transactions, you get paid in QNT. It's a great ecosystem that we're building, and this will evolve. We want to make it the currency and the payment option for all the data and the transactions that are being put on the network, so people can actually trade in QNT, and it can be used for hundreds and hundreds of use cases around AI, data. If you want to do an MDAP on payments, if you want to do an MDAP as an exchange, if you want to do anything, compute, if you want to create like an AWS equivalent on the Overledger network, all of this is possible. So QNT has just become that pure utility token that can be used for everything.